To get all breaking news, subscribe this channel and check notification box. Thank you.
Breaking news about Justice Ginsburg. And it couldn't be worse. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or the notorious RBG as she's called by her supports and detractors alike, has been a thorn in the side of America ever since she's been on the Supreme Court, and her latest announcement isn't going to help any. The 84-year-old Ginsburg has been on the bench since 1993, when she was appointed by former President Bill Clinton, which should tell you everything you need to know. Ginsburg has been a solid progressive vote on the court for decades, and she also has a mouth that gets her in trouble at times. In fact, while justices are supposed to keep the appearance of being apolitical, Ginsburg has done just the opposite. During last year's election, she had quite a bit to say about then-candidate Donald Trump, including that she didn't even want to contemplate what our nation would be like with him in office. As she continues to age, conservatives keep hoping that she'll either retire or that her time will run out so that we can get a solid conservative on the court. However, her recent actions regarding the court aren't going to leave red-blooded Americans who are sick of progressives too happy. The Associated Press reported in different circumstances, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg might be on a valedictory tour in her final months on the Supreme Court. But in the era of Donald Trump, the 84-year-old Ginsburg is packing her schedule and sending signals she intends to keep her seat on the bench for years. The eldest Supreme Court justice has produced 2 of the court's 4 signed opinions so far this term. Outside of court, she's the subject of a new documentary that includes video of her working out. And she's hired law clerks to take her through June 2020, just 4 months before the next presidential election. Soaking in her late-in-life emergence as a liberal icon, she's using the court's month-long break to embark on a speaking tour that is taking her from the Sundance Film Festival in Utah to law schools and synagogues on the East Coast. One talk will have her in Rhode Island on Tuesday, meaning she won't attend the President's State of the Union speech that night in Washington. She has a standard response for interviewers who ask how long she intends to serve. She will stay as long as she can go full steam, she says, and she sees as her model John Paul Stevens, who stepped down as a justice in 2010 at age 90. Erwin Chemerinsky, the dean of the law school at the University of California, Berkeley, and a staunch liberal, doesn't think she's going anywhere soon, either. I think that Justice Ginsburg has made clear that she has no intention of retiring. I am sure she wants to stay on the court until the end of the Trump presidency if she can, he said. And therein lies the problem, she knows her own retirement would make the Supreme Court solidly conservative for decades to come, so the odds on her allowing that to happen are probably nil. As if now, it appears as if the only option for opening up her seat is the worst-case scenario. For her, nobody can outrun Father Time, for decades to come. So the odds on her allowing that to happen are probably nil. As if now, it appears as if the only option for opening up her seat is the worst-case scenario. For her, nobody can outrun Father Time.